I'm going to make a video of the Zenith, what is this thing? Royal 500H. I want to do this to supplement the eBay listing. It's Sunday. Decided to get my old truck out and go for a ride to the park, and I'm going to run this radio to show that it works, although I'm not going to guarantee that it works. I've already shipped it once. It's sold. I shipped it to a guy. I'm in California, in the Bay Area. Shipped it to a guy in New York, and he didn't like it, so he shipped it back. He returned it. So I don't want to go through that again. So I'm going to show that it works, and but I'm not going to guarantee that it works. It's 60 years old. Things can happen to it in shipping. I bought it for my brother. He's an enthusiast. He messed with it for a while. He repairs tube radios, and he decided to get into the very early transistor ones. So he wanted to mess with one of these. We got one, but it had a bad speaker, and the speakers in these are fancy. They're not just a generic speaker. So I told him, well, I'll get you another one that works. You can enjoy it, and when you're done with it, then I'll sell it and try to get my money back. So he messed with it, had cleaned it, put a new gold, the Zenith gold thing on it, and aligned it the whole bit. So it was in good order when it shipped to the guy in New York. When it came back, it had an intermittent problem with the hard to imagine, but one of the speaker wires was resistive. Pretty hard to imagine. One of the last things that would fail would be a speaker wire, but it did. And but we had the chassis out, had the board out, and I went over the soldering, and we checked transistors, checked capacitors. And all of it is good. Didn't replace anything because there's nothing wrong with any of it. So that's other than the speaker wire. So that's what you're getting is it's bone stock, but it's been there was some soldering and to go back over around where the batteries go. So I did that, and there was a spot that looked like somebody had touched it with a knife or something. There was a few traces that weren't cut clear through, but they had a mark on them, like they'd been scraped with a tool, something like that. So I went over those, took the solder mask off, and bridged the cuts. And like I said, the transistors and capacitors are all good. So it's the alignment was checked again. So it's in good shape, but it's stock. It hasn't been recapped. All of it is stock. So I got to do all this one-handed, but I'm here at the park in the middle of the Bay Area. I don't know how much of that you can see, but it's a pretty fair view from sea level. The fancy radio station here, the high power radio station, is KGO, and it's actually behind me, maybe one freeway exit, about a few miles. And you can get that from around here. You can get that with a comb and some salt, pretty much anything. So I'll tune along, and you can hear this thing for whatever you can get out of a YouTube video, and hopefully that helps helps you make your decision. I'm going to pause this and let me get set up. Okay, here we go. I guess I showed you comes with a case, but there's no strap and there's no earphone. But let me see if I can get it here. Yeah, that's it'll focus on it. That's the back, and the case is in pretty good shape. Black case, the leather's still pretty soft. So there you go. There's the radio. This phone is not very good, but I'm doing the best I can. And there'll be more pictures. So you can see my brother put the Zenith thing on it. It didn't turn out that great, but you get some more. This thing comes with another set of 4 of the Zenith gold stickers and the service literature out of a writer book, a hard copy of the service literature out of a writer book. So you can align it, or cap it, whatever you want to do. Transistors are socketed, so that's easy. If you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with any of them. Everything running at low voltage. This thing runs at 6 volts, and it'll actually run at 4.5. So it has 4 AA's, but you could probably get away with 3. My brother has one of these. One of these with the bad speaker. Use a different speaker. His has a problem with the battery holder. So he runs his on 3 batteries. So that's 4.5. And it works okay. So there you go. But here we go. Let's try it out here.
I'm Mike Holmes here with Ivan from AGM Renovations.
Thanks, Mike. Too often homeowners hired the wrong contractor.
I think that's the
delays, shortcuts, hidden fees.
I'm going to do this through the viewfinder here, but that's the strong station. That's
That's why AGM are the only.
That's maybe 1/8 volume, and now I'll tune along.
Call now and get $3,000 off. Are you 65?
Pleasure to be here with you.
Hear him on your Apple HomePod by seeing.
Well, actually, that's the fancy station. Yeah, the other one's the news station, which is, that's the strong station. The other one was the news station, which is nearly as strong but it's farther away.
And no errors for the Dodgers. And they leave here 37-23. Giants are now 33-20.
By some members of the media.
If you've lived long enough, like me, you've probably had a stress test from your doctor. Or you know someone who has. You know the one I'm talking about, that medieval torture device where you're running uphill and it feels like you got crazy glue stuck to your chest? We'll find out how to do that with your portfolio at these historic levels when we come back. You are listening to Sandman on the Protect Your Assets Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Day, but are you protected from the next market?
That's the low end of the band. I'm going to go the other way.
Current plan is on the right track. Wondering if you've had enough income for the
Claiming that Donald Trump was not.
Let's go to my friend Vasu from San Jose. That was just for you, Vasu. That was you.
Yeah, these things, the claim to fame for these things was the big speaker. Had good sound and has an RF amp stage. These do genuinely sound good, even by today's standards.
I appreciate that.
This one's really good too. No noise, no humming or buzzing or squealing or any of that. Of course, it is. It's aligned, with signal generator, the whole bit. So it's as good as it can be.
Yeah, later with the home run today, Yastrzemski. They got to Kershaw. They got to Bueller, who've been struggling a little bit. Now, unfortunately, he's on the injured list. Nobody likes to see anybody get hurt. I hope Giants fans appreciate that part of it. But
Well, Vasu,
today was
I talked about the offensive number.
80s for our warmest inland